see it flesh. I listen, lassie send me round here so fit teach flesh. Burn all the false prophet and leaders where I lead flesh. Because them only come round here so fit come bleed flesh. You no see it flesh, them no fit do it flesh. Morning as me rise me have to greet flesh. Man a vegetarian and we no eat flesh. You see lassie here because him are the sweetest. Oh God, hey. I live among the creatures of the night, vampires, hypocrites, and parasites. I listen, lassie, give I strength to fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Bushman, 8.5 FM. You hear the man himself in the building. Yes, I'm talking of Bushman in the building.
It's my first time in South Africa, and trust me, overwhelmed. The place is beautiful. Only thing I tell you, cold. In Jamaica, it's not like this, you know. It's constantly warm, you know what I'm saying? Because it's.
Is it cold for you? Because for us already,
it's cold, man. I mean, you're used to this, but I mean, I'm born where it's always warm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Jamaica, I mean, over in the tropics, you never really feel this cold. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
It's always T-shirts and maybe no shirts, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well warm, you know? But,
wow.
I mean, so far the people that I've met, I mean, the whole vibe has been quite neutral and quite nice, beautiful. I like the ocean. I like the seals that I've been seeing. A lot of seals in the ocean. It's quite different because, you know, Jamaica is sea. Over this side, it's ocean. Indian Ocean, Atlantic Ocean. Total different.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
They call it two oceans.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how about the mountains?
Yes, sir.
Big mountains.
True, big mountains and stuff. Jamaica do have big mountains too, but, you know, this is Africa.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and how many times have you visited Africa? Is this the first time?
No, my first time was Ivory Coast. My second time was Nigeria.
All right.
My third time was Kenya.
Kenya.
And now I'm in South Africa.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And how long has it been? Is it for how many years have you been visiting Africa? Is it?
It started. I mean, I've been anticipating Africa for a while. It started. I think it was 2010. It was the first time I came to Africa.
All right.
And it was Ivory Coast was the first place.
Okay.
I mean, Ivory Coast is quite different. I mean, one of the things that freaked me out in Ivory Coast, you come to this intersection, big wide intersection, there's no stoplights or nothing, and everyone's doing their own thing, going their own way, you know what I'm saying?
No traffic lights.
No traffic lights or nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Okay, talking about you, who's Bushman? People that always know Bushman, but they want to know, like, who's Bushman?
Well, Bushman is the musical medicine man, you know, who really, the name Bushman is the medicine man. You know, in West of Africa, you have the medicine man, the Bushman. Then in Australia, the Aborigines are called the Bushman. Well, for me now, it's like my music is like the medicine to the people. We speak of social commentary. We speak of situations that affect us as a people and solutions that we can use to overcome these situations. And it's just basic social commentary. You know what I'm saying? So Bushman is for the people, you know, a product of the people, for the people. Yes, sir.
People.
For the people.
All right. And
yes,
if you can tell us, how long have you been doing music?
Well, ever since I know myself, I've been singing. I started in the church. I mean, Jamaica is known in the Book of World Records for the most churches per square mile.
Okay.
I'm saying. So church is a big influence on us in Jamaica. Okay. I mean, basically in the Caribbean, in the prominent black world where, you know, the mental slavery has been issued out, you know, we've been given Christianity to take our mind, to misfocus us from the reality of what is happening. And through supremacy, white supremacy, black supremacy, and difference of man's mentality. You know, so Christianity is one thing that is bestowed on us as in the black world, you know what I say? So it's quite influential. So most of us as artists would start from the church, you know what I'm saying? And going to church, singing Sunday dialect and stuff like that. People saying to me, yo, your voice have a unique sound and yo, it sounds good. So it's like an influence. And then taking that in consideration, I started working on myself, working on my voice, you know what I'm saying? School concerts, stuff like that. Then from school, I remember one time to get closer to what I love, which is music, I have to start selecting sound systems, you know what I'm saying? So my first sound system was Black Starliner. Started selecting on the Black Starliner, which is quite significant. As you know, Marcus Garvey spoke of the Black Starliner. So to be selecting on a sound called the Black Starliner is quite significant, you know. So and then, you know, it bring me closer to studio, closer to recording. So that's when I started doing dub plates. You know, dub plate is like, a dub plate would be a special song that calls the soundman name, the disc jock name, or the sound's name, for who don't know. I know you know that, but for who don't know. So dub plate is a special song that is made for the sound or the DJ. So that's where it started. And, you know, Gilbert was that real change, because Gilbert devastated Jamaica. This hurricane called Gilbert, for who don't know. And for a while, school was out of service. So this is when I started taking music more serious, start playing on sound systems and stuff like that. So that's how it really started. Rastafari.
And professionally, like getting into recording studios?
The professional part of it started in 1995. I met my first producers, Steely and Clevie, which is like the second twin of reggae, you know what I say? Because reggae is really based on drum and bass, you know. As long as the drum and the bass is tight and profound with presence, then you can move on. So Sly and Robbie is a reggae twin. Then you have Steely and Clevie, which is the second reggae twin. So Steely and Clevie was my first producers. Naya Man Chant was the first album, debut album.
Okay. And now we hear that you're now here in Africa. You said your first time was in 2010.
Yes, sir.
But before that, when have you ever thought of coming to Africa before?
Yes, that's on my mind. I mean, like, for us as Rastafarians, repatriation is one of the key words. Repatriation, because our belief is that through transatlantic slavery, our foreparents were taken from Africa, different parts of Africa. We were carried through the Pacific, you know, through this middle passage, you know, through transatlantic slavery, and we were scattered. So for us now, our mentality is to come back to the promised land, which Dennis Brown also spoke of. Ethiopia shall stretch forth his hand, kings and queens shall come out of Ethiopia. Which for us, we know that Ethiopia is not just Ethiopia. The whole Africa was called Ethiopia. You know what I'm saying? So, Al-Kebolian, which means the dark race, the sunburnt face, you know what I say? These are things that we learn of Africa. So we yearn to come back to Africa, which is our motherland. So we call Africa Mama. You know, so ever since it's anticipated to come back to Africa. Yes, I.
And ever since you started coming to Africa, how's the experience? Are you loving the vibes?
I love the vibes, and it's quite diverse. You know, Africa is a cradle of civilization. And when you come to Africa, you see all nations, people from all walks of life. You know what I'm saying? And it's quite diverse, and that's what makes Africa special. Yes, sir.
All right. And now talking about this current tour that you're in, how many shows are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to as many shows as possible. For now, we're looking at 2 to 3 shows, but for me, like, to sing for my people is like, no question. It's not a brainstorm thing. I love to perform, sing for my people. bring the message to them of what I know, you know, and I'm open to learn of this diaspora. You know what I'm saying? So we're there, and we're here for the next maybe 3 weeks. So everything is everything.
Yeah, man.
You know?
Interesting. All right, I'm gonna play a tune from you. This one is called from a rhythm called Extortioner.
Yes, I.
It's all about twisted reggae music. Yes, Bushman.
Yes, I. Yes, I.
It's a great honor being with you tonight here right on Bush Radio.
Well, the pleasure is mine to be here in Cape Town, you know what I say. All of the listeners them out there, my radio and you with them Bush Radio. You know what I mean? So my radio. So all of the Bush listeners will listen conscious music, real music, you know what I say.
Yeah.
You know, so we're there and the pleasure is mine. I mean, the trad is a trad, you know, so you really have to want to be here.
Yeah.
To take that trad, because I'm talking about like 14 hours from New York City to Johannesburg, and then 2 hours from Johannesburg to Cape Town, and then we're going back to Johannesburg. We're coming back to Cape Town again. Then, you know what I mean? Malawi, you know what I mean? So you have to want to do this to be here, because the traveling is a thing, but they took us away from Africa.
Yeah.
And brought us over. That's what this song is also talking about.
Yeah.
So most of the time, you know, like our songs are redemption sounds, and this is what we can relate to. You know what I'm saying? Because our music really starts through the manipulation, the depression, the sufferation, all of these things that we've been through under the white supremacy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So these are things that we sing of and speak of.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And now, talking about the music itself, like from do you even remember how many songs you've recorded?
No, I can't remember. It's been doing it because I have 10 albums up my sleeve, and then you have singles. You know what I'm saying? So I stopped keeping track of them things. Yeah. So at times you go out and you hear a song and yo, I forgot me do this song. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then you'd have people that want us to do dub plates, and the song that they're talking about, you don't remember it. Yeah. Guys have to be sending songs to you to listen it again to refresh your memory. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's quite a great deal of songs. You know it's supposed to pass 2,000 already. Yes, sir.
All right, yeah, I just remember the question that I wanted to ask you earlier on, like, we were talking about the extortion, and then you also spoke about the repatriation.
Yes.
If you are going, if it is, like, if you were supposed to be, if there is
repatriate to Africa, right?
Which place would you choose?
Whoa, you know, I still have to go around Africa to really say, yo, this is where I want to stay, because I think Kenya is nice, but there are differences between a Kenya and a South Africa, which for me, to me, like South Africa is more developed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But for me, like South Africa is cold, and like you know, I wouldn't want to leave from Jamaica to come to live somewhere where I have to be living like I'm living in New York. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
3-4 layer clothes. That's for me. Like right now, I'm in like a thermal, a t-shirt, and a jacket, like, pullover, like. So that's like 3. I don't know if I can get used to this, but I'm not too certain about South Africa.
Okay.
Ivory Coast, I'm not too certain about.
Because of climate?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, Kenya is kind of, you know what I mean? Because it's close to South Africa, about 4 hours. Right. And I do love South Africa. So I think Kenya could be one of the choices.
Do you know why you choose Kenya? Like from what I heard, like if
I mean Kenya is. I mean like I'd be driving and seeing giraffes.
Yeah.
Like walking, like that's kind of different. I like that. I mean chimpanzees, you know what I say, and I went through the crater.
Okay. So you like the wildlife that?
I like it. Right. I eat corn, like roast corn.
Okay.
That like they get the lemon and they dip it in the cayenne pepper, and they squeeze it over the roast corn.
Right.
And these corns are some You know, and they're not genetically manipulated. These are real corn.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The next thing I like, they eat with their hands. And for me, like, eating with knife and fork, it's kind of barbaric. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like when you eat with your hands, you show more love. You know, you're more loving to each other. For real.
Okay.
For real, because I mean, like, I remember, like, in Kenya, we went to this restaurant and we were eating fish, and the corn meal was crushed, and then it was made into, we call it turn corn meal, but it was made into like a dough. And like 5 of us sit around the fish and we wash with hand, and 5 of us eat one fish. I mean, that's unity. That's feeling love. That's feeling a family oriented kind of energy, you know.
Yes, sir. What?
It's what you call pop.
Yes, sir.
Oh, what you call pop? Oh,
Yes, sir. So
all right.
maybe you call it pop, right?
Yeah. There's a common name. Some they call it pop, some they call it salsa.
Yeah. So basically, we were eating fish and pop. You know what I'm saying? So
All right.
5 of us was eating from one plate. Our hands were washed, and we were there talking and eating from one plate.
No fork, no knife.
No fork, no knife, and it's just like it make you love your brother more, Bridget.
Yeah, man.
It brings more, you know what I'm saying? So that's one thing I love. I mean, I've never been to Ethiopia, but going to LA, Los Angeles, there's this restaurant, and when we go to that restaurant, we don't use our hands. We don't use our forks, we use hands. So I know that Ethiopia don't really use knife and fork to eat. You know, and then going to Kenya and see this, you know, and then I started practicing it in Jamaica. And it makes me feel more relaxed, more better. You
So
know
in
what I'm saying?
Jamaica, are you saying most places they use fork and knife?
Yes, man. The whole of Western world is knife and fork. And they will teach you to sit around the table and how to use the knife, the fork in the left and the knife. You need to go through this. That's a Babylon. You know what I'm saying? It's good to be natural. It's good to live natural. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's the point. You know, it's good to be natural and live natural.
Yeah, man.
Yes, Rasta.
All right, and I'm going to play a tune from you. This one, I think this is one of your biggest tune.
Yeah.
Fire Burn.
Fire upon a weaker.
Yeah, man. Can you just give us a brief of what you're talking about on this tune?
Well, you know, this tune is talking about bravery.
All right.
Identifying yourself, know what you stand for, and know what you want in life. And no one is going to push you back. No one is going to push you away from that. No one is going to break your stride. Nothing can break that stride because you know what you stand for. You have already identified yourself. You know your purpose in life, and you know what you want. Yep. And you ain't weak about it. You're strong about it. And then we're trying to tell people to be strong. Fire upon a weak heart. We ain't want no weak people around here. We want people who's strong and brave.
Yeah.
Who can pull together and pull our resources together and make us be black and powerful. Yeah, as a nation.
All right, so am I right when I say this one is one of your big tunes? Like,
this is one of the biggest songs. This is one of the biggest songs. You know what I'm saying? Everywhere that I go in the world, it's the same energy that I get from everyone from this song.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Bush Radio. We've got Bushman in the building. Yes, this one is called Fire Burn Weak Heart. At 5 FM, we say tonight we have Bushman in the building. Yes, this is all about All Nations Reggae Festival that has been talking for over the months, and now the time is drawing closer and closer.
Yes, sir.
This is all happening this coming, in 2 weeks' time, on the 12th of November. It's all about All Nations Reggae Festival featuring Bushman, Etana, Turbulence, live in Cape Town. Not forgetting Soldier Love, the Rudimentals, Lucius Banda, Black Calamao, and Yaga Flames. All in one show. All Nations Reggae Fest. Yes, tonight also you have Johnny B in the building. Yes, Johnny B, welcome to Level Vibes.
Greetings, Bashman, greetings.
All right. right.
Greetings to all the listeners.
All right. It's good to have you here on Bush Radio.
Yes.
Back once again.
Yes, long time.
Yeah, man. Yes, we're talking about this All Nations Reggae Fest. Can you just give us a brief of what will be taking place?
Well, we've been promoting this thing for a long time. We have Bushman, Itana, Turbulence,
Yeah, man.
Soldier Love, Rudimentals, Lucius Banda, Black Calamari, Yago Flames, yourself, Triple Crown, Triple Crown, Rast Reggie, full proof, yeah.
All right. And how's the response so far?
Yeah, we're getting a good response. It's building up now, we've been promoting it for a long time.
All right.
And now we're kind of getting the feedback and the vibes is looking good still.
It's looking good. And talking about Turbulence and Etana, when are they arriving?
Well, everybody's here.
Everybody's here already.
Yeah, everybody's here.
Yeah, I think Itana did.
Interesting.
What channel Itana did? Channel 3?
Itana was on SABC3, African Expresso yesterday.
Expresso,
Yeah, so on Turbulence, he was here. He done rehearsals yesterday. We posted this on Facebook. So I don't know if anybody, we go to All Nations Reggae Fest page, you'll see rehearsals with the band with Turbulence.
All right.
Plus we rehearsed today with Bushman. Bushman is here as well. So everybody's here.
Everybody's here.
Yeah, man, everyone's here, man. So I just for the ones just for the people them hear them on the radio airwaves, and I think we have a television interview, all three of us.
All right.
Sometime next week.
Yeah, next week. Yes.
Yes,
Morning Live.
just so some of the listeners they can just check the same channel.
No, Morning Live.
It's Morning Live. It's a different channel, right?
Yes.
Is this 2?
SABC2.
SABC 2.
Two.
Next week.
Yeah, because this kind of remind me of England, because you have BBC 1, BBC 3, right?
All right.
So, basically, me not take away him talk, but basically we're here and we want the people them know we're here. It's no fake thing.
Yeah.
Johnny never do nothing fake.
Yeah.
Johnny thing always real. And we're here.
Yeah.
And you see how early we're here? We're here from early because we have to rehearse and really want to pull off a good show.
Yeah.
So we're trying to get our music properly rehearsed as possible so we can really perform for the people then. Trust me.
Yeah, man. And then back to the event, can you just from you the venue and times and dates?
Yeah, well, it's going on the 12th, Saturday the 12th at the Castle of Good Hope.
Yeah.
It's a nice venue. It's a heritage venue. It's got a lot of history.
Yeah.
I'm going to be bringing artists there on the day tour, so they should give the artists a history of the place.
Yeah, man.
And we're going to kick off at 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
Yes.
Okay.
And I want to finish all the live performance by 2 o'clock.
Okay.
And then the DJs will play for the other 2 hours.
Okay.
But you will have DJs in between changes and things going on.
Okay. Yeah. All right. And talking about the prices, what are the prices, and where can the people get the tickets? Is there any advance tickets available?
Yeah, well, you can online new tickets at All Nations, new tickets. All Nations. Also, African Links on the corner of Long and Out Street, and Triple Crown, and you can just link us at All Nations.
All right. And
it's 250 rands for free sold tickets and 300 at the gate.
Okay. And talking about the Joburg one, which date is it happening? And
the Joburg one is on the 5th.
Okay.
At the Carfax.
And is the lineup still the same or is it different?
Well, it's basically the same, but we just have the Lucky Dube band, and then we have Skeleton Blazer,
okay,
and Mad Coolio, Commander Bees, E-Man, MC Bada Bada.
All right. Okay.
Okay, this is new though. Lucky Dube band still plays,
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
even though he's not around,
yeah,
right?
yeah, man, yes, yeah.
So you have a singer who really play him songs, right?
Yeah, man, yeah.
Okay,
One of the
cool.
keyboard player.
Okay, cool. That's
Yeah, man,
that's
so
cool.
It's gonna be a nice vibes.
One of my favorite too, you know what I mean? Lucky Dube, because you know Peter Touch is quite influential in my career, so Lucky Dube also, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bless her.
Interesting. You were also inspired by Lucky Dube.
Yes, sir, because, you know, I mean, iron sharpen iron, and Peter plays a great role in my career. I mean, as a child growing up, my dad used to play a lot of Peter.
Yeah.
And then when I discovered Lucky Dube, I remember I was touring Europe and we had a show, a festival. I was closing the Friday night, he was closing the Saturday night. So that's when I learned about Lucky Dube. I'm like, who the fuck is this singing like Peter? Yeah, I'm like, yeah, so, I mean, like the Saturday night when he was playing, I had to go to the festival, and it was worth watching. Trust me.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Interesting.
Yes,
All right.
sir.
So now, you see, I'm just surprised that you say that you got some inspiration. You said inspiration.
Yes, man. I did an album. I did an album about Peter Tosh.
Okay.
Bushman Sings the Bush Doctor, a tribute to Peter Tosh.
All right.
And that's one album of Peter
I
Tosh.
think I've heard that one.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
All right. No, I'm talking of the part of Lucky Dube when you say that you also get some inspiration
Yes,
from
sir.
Lucky Dube. Like now, as people who are based here in Africa, you know, we always look up to Jamaica when
Yes.
it comes to reggae. So now this is more interesting. Like
Yes,
you say.
man. Because one of the things is that he knows what he's about. He's already identified himself, and he knows what he wants. That's one. And then again, I mean, he has this song called Coco the Rasta. I don't. Yeah, this is one of the biggest songs, and I can't understand what he's really saying, but I just love the song. Coco, Coco, Coco the Ra, Coco, Coco, Coco the Rasta.
Yeah.
Am I right?
I'm forgetting that one. Do you know?
I know this song.
You know that song? You don't know that song?
Yeah, I know it.
Coco the Ra.
Yeah, man.
Is it Alpha Blondy or Lucky Dube sing that song? Lucky Dube sing that
I know this
song,
song,
right?
but I can't remember who sing it.
You know what I mean? So, but Lucky Dube, I mean, like, Lucky Dube have this, and then when I heard that he passed, yo, and the way he passed, I was pissed, yo. I was mad. I was like, yo, you're supposed to be protecting this icon.
Yeah, man.
This man is a prophet, yo. How could people so cheap? I mean, like, he went out cheap, and I was mad. I was really mad, yo. I was mad, yo.
And now, like, still talking about that issue of Lucky Dube, like you said, I'm sure you out of all the countries that you've been performing right in Africa, you've obviously the lineup has been featuring some African artists. How's the vibe? Have you ever take time to listen to the
Yes,
vibe?
man. For me, like, I mean, like, we do have something in common, our bloodline and everything, but one of the things is that you can hear a song and it speaks 3 different language. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the music, like you'd hear calypso, you'd hear a bit of mento, you'd hear a bit of reggae, you'd hear a bit of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So it's quite diverse. So, and I mean, for me, like, African singers carry some of the best harmonies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So to listen, like, it's always inspiring. Because I tried to do it. I mean, I have a song that Johnny wants to overdub in Africa because he thinks it doesn't have the African feel that I'm searching for. We did it all in Jamaica, and because, you know, African drumming is quite different. You know, everything is different. I would just like to catch some of those feels because the real feel that I want to catch is in Africa.
Yeah.
And I haven't caught that feel as yet, you know what I'm saying? But it's something that I admire, the way how we sing, we as Africans sing harmonies. It's awesome.
Yeah.
And it makes you relax, you know what I'm saying?
All right.
Rastafari.
Okay, and like this is about the reggae part or both reggae and dancehall?
Both reggae and dancehall, you know what I mean? It crazy. I mean, I've been watching the TV, watching some artists getting interviewed, and like some of them do English, which like when they start singing in English, I could understand, but as soon as they go into this, maybe I don't know if I should say of Swahili or what, but they go into this with dialect. You know what I'm saying?
It depends with the where the artist is coming from. Yeah, because we have different languages.
Yes.
Swahili, Xhosa.
Yes. I mean, like for one year I would speak 10 different languages, right?
Yeah, man.
So these are some of the diversity that I had to get used to. I've been asking Johnny, yo Johnny, you know speak. Johnny like, yo, most people speak English, so I don't be bothered, you know what I'm saying? But if I'm here, I would have to learn some of these languages. Yeah, because it would be good to sing in these languages.
Wow.
I mean, like, one of the things that I over the years, like traveling, one of my greatest opponents is language. You know what I'm saying? The language barrier, you know? Yeah. And I think if I learn more language, then I could connect with people much easier and much better. You know what I'm saying? So it's good to be multilingual.
Yeah, man.
Yes, and that's one of the things that I admire my African brothers for. Because if you guys, if an African should come to the West world, it would be easier for him to get a job. Yeah. Knowing that he's multilingual, you know what I'm saying? And he can relate to people from all walks of life. So you'll find an African in an airport because it's diverse. A lot of people come through and this person can relate to these people. I mean, like traveling in France, and when you find some Africans in France, like from Ivory Coast and stuff, it's quite diverse. And these guys are multilingual, you know what I'm saying? And they speak French and they still have their local language that they speak. So they're more advanced than I am, I'm saying, because I'm not multilingual. Yeah. And this is something that I really envy for, you know, not in a bad way, but I envy for this, multilingual. Yeah.
And do you have any intentions of like maybe having a collaboration with one of the African artists?
Yeah, well, I have collabed already with this African singer called Khalif. He's from Ivory Coast.
Okay.
And he's originally at the border of Ivory Coast and I think Gambia. So he's part of the song in this dialect, and I sung my part of the song in English dialect, you know? And it's coming out on my album called Conquering Land, which we don't have a release date as yet, but we're still looking at its song before we release the album. You know, we're searching for a hit.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Johnny.
Yeah, we a couple of the artists from South Africa is been inquiring about doing collaborations with the artists, so like Black Haramari and Born African.
All right.
Yeah, so we're in negotiations at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, it would be beautiful because, you know, we don't have no borders, no barrier.
I would want to hear your voice singing closer.
Yeah, it would be awesome, trust me, I tell you. And I want to learn some language, so I don't know. Maybe I could get a tutor, you know, teach me some stuff.
Through music, I'm sure it's easy. Like once if you are in part of the song and then somebody explains to you, one of the days maybe you might be...
Yes, definitely. That's a start.
All right. I'm going to play another tune. This is one of your biggest hardcore...
Fire Upon a Dead Ass. Which song is this?
War and Crime.
War and Crime.
Yeah, man.
Let me hear it because at times, you know what I'm saying? The songs are the title.
All right.
So, War and Crime. This one is called War and Crime from the Nyaman Bushman. We're in studios. This is the Nyaman Bushman introducing his song.
Yeah.
Bush Radio, 89.5.
That's what's up there, man. Okay. Rude boy, too much gunshot. 9.5
that subject, they were in a dance hall.
You a cemetery.
So we are the rude boys life. That's the we are.
Yes, Bush Radio, 8.5 FM. It's all about level the vibes and every Thursday night. Today, tonight we've got one of the biggest dancehall music, dancehall, reggae dancehall artists in the building. I'm talking of Bushman, the man with the tune called War and Crime playing on the background. Yes, Bushman.
Yes, sir.
War and Crime.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, well, what were you talking about on this one?
Well, they have a saying that if you live by the sword, you will die by it.
The sword.
Yeah, so this is basically what the song is talking about. You know, if on a jailhouse, then it's the cemetery. If it's not the cemetery, then it's the penitentiary, which in Jamaica the penitentiary is the prison. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Solitary confinement. You know what I'm saying? So the song is really speaking of you reap what you sow. You spread your bed. In Jamaica we say if you spread your bed hard, you lay in it hard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You reap what you sow. You live by the gun, you die by it. So basically that's what the song is saying.
All right. Okay. All right. And have you ever thought that this song is so big this time?
Because we just do music, you know, as we say, we socially comment. And at times, music is like hurricane. So it may not be breaking down or mashing up Jamaica, but elsewhere, it's doing its work. But how can you know? You have to relate, you have to be communicating. Because at times you get surprised. You go some places and the song that you think is the big song or the hit song, it ain't the hit song. And it's a song that you're not really looking at. That's the song that everyone loves. I remember going to Kenya. Fire Burn a Week Out is a big song. But Creatures of the Night. I live among the creatures of the night. Vampires, hypocrites, and parasites. I Selassie give I strength to fight. And I had to sing that like 17 times. It's like one of Kenya's favorite songs. You know what I'm saying? It's called Creatures of the Night, you know what I'm saying? And this is like, well, rubber dub, one drop. You know what I'm saying? Seed flesh. I Selassie send me round here so fit teach flesh. Burn all the false prophet and leaders where I lead flesh. Because them only come round here so fit come bleed flesh. You know seed flesh. Them no fit do it flesh. Every morning as me rise me have to greet flesh. Man a vegetarian and we no eat flesh. You Selassie here because him are the sweetest. Oh God, hey. I live among the creatures of the night, vampires, hypocrites, and parasites. I Selassie give I strength to fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right. Now, just before we wrap up, we're running out of time. What are you promising Cape Town Massive and Joburg Massive out there?
Well, I'm going to be myself. I'm going to perform to the best of my ability. And it's for myself to interact with the people and connect. I want to connect. And as soon as we connect, we both will enjoy ourselves. Both myself and the audience will enjoy. And I just want to connect.
Connect.
Fire and flames.
All right.
Social comment.
And what are your last words to all the ghetto youth? Okay, before we get into that one, I just have a quick one. I think this question is very important to some other people out there. Like,
yes, sir.
There's been a big change when it comes to reggae, especially dancehall music from your era into the new generation now. What's your view on that?
Yeah, well, I mean, music is a platform for ones to express themselves. Self-expression. I mean, everyone express themselves in different ways. My problem with some of the kind of music is the way out they are being regulated. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. At times, like I can speak of Jamaica. I mean, some music are being played in places where public places, like lewd music played in public places where underage, teenage, from age ranging from 1 to maybe 14 is going, like the corner shops, the public transportation, you know what I'm saying, the radio station, you know, just the regulation of the music. I remember as a child growing up, when Barry G, Radigan and Barry G, and whenever a derogatory song was released, when Barry G feature it and you hear a bomb drop, ooh, not fit for airplay. You don't hear that song again. You have to go to the dance hall or the club to hear it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I ain't got no problem with people expressing themselves through music.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to say, express yourself. But the way how it's being regulated, that's my problem.
Okay. So the problem is it's becoming they're commercializing.
It's commercialized and it's being played anywhere in the ear of young ones. And music is the greatest teacher.
Yeah.
Music is the greatest teacher. Matters not how you elaborate in the classroom or whatever. As soon as you start singing to a child, he or she learns faster. Like you would try to teach a child ABC. You go A, B, C, D, E, F, and that takes you a year to teach a child.
Yeah.
But you start this morning, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. Music is the greatest teacher.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So in the music, you have to be careful what you project, what you say to people,
Yeah.
what you project, because music teaches.
Yeah.
And I mean, the kids are the foundation. I mean, we've done our time. We're like the branches. The youths are the root. Whether you believe it or not, the youths are the roots. The youths are going to be the next president, the next prime minister, the next lawyer, the next doctor, the next radio disc jockey. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So we have to teach the youths right.
Yeah, man.
And music is the greatest teacher. I ain't going to take no blame.
All right.
I am going to teach them right.
Teach them right.
Right.
And so should we say, like, what's the difference now? Like, back in the days, it was like, maybe should you say the government used to put boundaries or there's no more-
Boundaries, yes, and it wasn't that derogatory. I mean, people used to use metaphors. We say metaphors. Like in English terminology, we'd say metaphors. Like you'd want to talk about a girl's private, but you would say her cocoa or or chocolate or something else. You use something else to talk about her private parts.
Yeah.
So we call it metaphor. It's like you go indirect, but ones would still read between the line and know
Still
what
sending
you're
the
saying.
message.
Right. It's quite different now. People say anything, anywhere, anyhow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The morals is being deteriorating. So the morality of one's mind it's getting lower and lower. And I ain't gonna take that blame. I'm telling you, I'm gonna do what I believe and know is right. Yes, I.
All right. Okay. And what are
To
your
the
last
youths?
words? Yeah, man.
Well, the first thing I would say to anyone in the world that's pursuing music or whatever career or whatever you're doing to forward your life is to first identify yourself. Yeah, and when you identify yourself, then you know the purpose that you serve in life. When you identify yourself and know your purpose in life, then you know what you're here on earth for. And you won't be a sluggard. You won't turn a wood on stone. Love yourself. That's the next thing. You have to love yourself. Who's going to love you for you? So first you got to love yourself. Believe in yourself. Believe in everything you do. And that's about self-identification. Be strong. Be firm. Pursue whatever your goal is. And be sure of yourself. Your self-confidence is the key. And to have a good self-confidence is to be self-aware and identify yourself. Diversity.
All right. Yes, Bush at 89.5 FM. That was Bushman and Johnny B in the building. Yes, they're talking about the All Nations Reggae Festival that is taking place the 5th of November. That will be at the Carfax in Johannesburg. And on the 12th of November, it will be right in Cape Town, the Castle of Good Hope.